The Ashoka is damaged and on the run. Yet despite the artifacts we've recovered and the upgrades we've made to the Kapisi, we are still no match for her speed. Having relocated to a wide debris field deep within the Beladin Dune Sea, the Ashoka appears to be conducting much-needed resource operations. The Sakala will maneuver to the north and draw the Ashoka away. The Kapisi will then strike directly at the enemy resourcing operations. Once we have wiped out their ground forces, we'll move to eliminate the Ashoka, clearing a path to the site of the primary anomaly. The Sadim have transferred us 2 bombers to assist in the operation. All units, prepare for battle.
Kapisi, this is the Sakala. We are in position and ready to engage.
Understood. Moving to attack now. Good luck.
We have reached the vicinity of the Ashoka's resourcing operations. Gaalsien production cruisers marked at these positions, likely supporting salvage crews. A security patrol is moving between the 3 cruiser locations. Destroy all production cruisers and eliminate that patrol.
What do you need?
Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Homeworld Deserts of Kharak. So we have pursued the Ashoka carrier into the Beladin Dune Sea, and we need to take out her resourcing operations. The Sakala has pulled the old Admiral Ozawa maneuver in Leyte Gulf and is drawing the enemy carrier away so we can make a sneaky surprise attack.
Approach vector dialed in.
Strike systems online. Ready to burn. Kapisi, go
So, generally what I find to be the best strategy for this mission is to actually take out the Gaalsien security patrol, because it has a lot of units in it. So I'm just gonna airstrike the heck out of it, and we'll sort of move around and take out various pockets of enemy and resource the various pockets of resources as well, or salvage the various pockets of resources as well.
Hostile range craft destroyed. Hostile production cruiser verified.
Alert! Gaalsien combat patrol responding to our attack on the production cruiser.
Yeah, because once we start taking out the production cruisers, then the enemies will sort of coalesce around the remaining ones. Yeah, use those cluster bombs.
Strike craft taking effective fire. Focusing fire.
Alright, so as usual, from now on throughout these missions, because some of them can last like upwards of around an hour, but most of the time you're just spending it like going around, harvesting resources and all that. And so you'll see these weird kind of jump cuts in the video, and that's because like all I'm doing there is just taking out a small little pocket of enemies, or we're just sitting around harvesting resources. So I'm gonna cut out some parts and it'll shorten the video, but yeah, nothing really significant is happening.
Hostile armor eliminate. Ready. Send.
Weapon range systems currently active. Carrier warning. Heat levels are spiking. Reroute power to avoid system damage.
Hostile armor incoming. Hostile detected.
So we're just gonna work over that security patrol, and then we'll start hitting the production cruisers as well. Some of them are defended by SAM batteries, so that's a little bit problematic. The production cruisers anyway.
Carrier here. Get her moving.
We only have 2 bombers on loan from the Sakala.
CU deposit depleted.
Yeah, but anyway, let's do our best to try and use those bombers, right? We got them, so use them. They do have more firepower than strike fighters, but the target, as you'll see, generally needs to be either stationary or moving along a very predictable path. Otherwise, the bombers just kind of circle around overhead. So yeah, the bomber needs to kind of get into a good position to make a good attack run, because it's just dropping dumb bombs. The cluster bombs are not smart munitions.
Strike craft destroyed.
Go ahead.
Enemy armor disabled.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Attack vector dialed in. We're in the pipe. Go for Kapisi. Steady pace.
As I said in the previous video, the previous mission, one of the things that kind of annoys me is the difficulty in kind of targeting a really specific enemy with the strike fighters, or with the aircraft, I should say.
Enemy contacts on the board.
Like right here.
Exhausted.
Our bomber is taking fire.
Like, oh crap.
Copy. Returning to carrier.
That sand battery is working that bomber. And we just lost it. Great.
Combat alert. Carrier.
So now we only have one bomber to work with now, and you're not getting another one. At least not for a while.
CU field expended.
Ready.
So yeah, I mean, had I known that that missile battery was there, like,
Take him out.
it's real tricky kind of targeting something. Because like I said, the strike fighters seem to want to go after,
Eliminated.
you know, when you click on something to launch them, right? It's going to go after the nearest thing that to where you clicked.
Attack vector dialed in. We're in the pipe. We're moving up. Moving.
So it's sometimes tricky to change what you want them to target. You know, even if the enemies are really heavily grouped up, sometimes they just end up destroying just one unit. It's just like, sheesh, thanks, you
Enemy
know.
railgun eliminated. Ready. This is the enemy production cruiser sighted. Engage and
Strike fighter
destroy.
coordinates dialed in.
Attack course set.
And as you can see, we have a little bug here where it launches 3 fighters, but you only see 1 on screen, but you will see 6 missiles appear when they fire their missiles. It's kind of goofy like that.
Strike systems online. Ready to burn. Systems ready. Construction units identified. Contact. Enemy armor.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, sometimes the strike fighters end up shooting their missiles at something you don't really want them to. Like, it's like, no, I wanted you to target that other thing or whatever, but yeah. And you can't really easily change their targets once they're airborne.
Acknowledged.
The controls for the aircraft targeting are a little bit janky in this game.
All systems green.
It just kind of baffles me, you know?
Copy. Green line verified.
Yeah, this is not Carrier Command 2 or Command Modern Operations, I'm sad to say.
Green line confirmed. Engines on.
Another thing that I mentioned last mission is that the strike fighters are only loaded for air-to-ground sorties. Like, their missiles are just air-to-ground missiles. Like, they're just shooting Mavericks or something, you know, AGM-65 Mavericks or whatever. So, yeah, it's like, why? Why don't they have anything at all for air-to-air? They have no Sidewinders, no AMRAAMs, no, not even guns. Yeah. So you can launch aircraft and you can technically target some, you know, the enemy fighters that come at you, but you can't shoot them down. It's like, were they not expecting Gaalsien aircraft? And furthermore, there's no dedicated, like, airborne early warning, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, you know, ISR asset in the fleet. Like an E2 Hawkeye or something. Yeah, you might want that. You know, your sensors can only pick up so much within a certain area, as we see with these, like, blue domes around our units, but
On our way.
yeah, there's no, like, early warning system. Realistically, an aircraft carrier is going to want to defend the space around it as far out as is humanly possible against both air and surface threats.
Green line confirmed. Got eyes on hostile. Light attack vehicle.
I mean, if this were on the ocean, then of course that would include subsurface, but it's not. But this is why there are early warning aircraft with really powerful radars on it, so we can find out, you know, what's around us.
CU's exhausted.
So we have early warning aircraft, we have combat air patrol, we have physical escorts around the carriers, right? This creates a very layered defense that's very difficult to penetrate. I mean, good luck trying to get a single hit on a modern carrier strike group. Like, it's defended against submarines, against aircraft, against anti-ship missiles. It's defended against electronic warfare and so on and so forth, right? Now, there are ways to get through its defenses, like, you know, swarming or saturation attacks or cyber attacks or whatever, but they're pretty costly and they're really specific and they require a lot of coordination and preparation. I mean, the advent of hypersonic weapons is presenting a more modern threat, which can conceivably break through those defenses, but we are developing and testing weapons to counter said threats, so to speak. You know, maybe directed energy weapons like lasers and stuff could possibly, you know, target and fire fast enough to take out a hypersonic missile and whatever, you know, and more modern, you know, updates to, you know, surface-to-air missiles, you know, the standard type missiles.
Hostile production cruiser verified. Take it out. We've detected something. Can you confirm visual?
But of course, the people on Kharak don't really think about such things, apparently.
The captain.
I mean, here I am rambling on about modern naval tactics and doctrine and all that, and I'm comparing it to the weird portrayals that we see in, like, deserts of Kharak here, or in the rest of Homeworld as well, but they're just strange gaps in the fleet defense that these people have. But then again, of course, bear in mind that I have argued that being from a desert planet means they probably would not have much of a concept of naval warfare. So we could sort of just hand wave that off as like, you know, like, oh, well, that's where we're seeing those gaps in their logic, right? That's why they don't have, you know, a good airborne early warning and good missile defense and yada, yada, yada. And they didn't outfit their strike fighters with any anti-air weapons because, you know, they just don't really know what to do, right? So...
Hostile light attack vehicle detected.
First Gaalsien cruiser destroyed.
The Gaalsiens seem to be adjusting their formations. Can you confirm? Production cruiser
Stand by, Kapisi. Confirmed. Be advised. 2 groups of Gaalsien combat units have broken away from the main patrol force and are strengthening defensive positions around the remaining production cruisers. Gaalsien production cruisers are actively fabricating new units. Stand by for enemy contact.
active.
Alright, so we've taken out our first production cruiser. I'm going to eventually get that one basically to, you know, right above us. And then I'm gonna wait a while and harvest the rest of the resources before we take out that last production cruiser. So we're gonna take out this one, and then I'm gonna harvest all the resources and then take out the last one. That is my grand strategy.
Fighter coordinates dialed in.
Green line confirmed. Engines hot. Enemy production cruiser has appeared in the AO.
Confirmed. Launch bomber.
Alert. New class of Gaalsien unit detected. It appears to be a modification of the Star Hall heavy railgun. It is faster and has a higher rate of fire, but a shorter range.
Railgun reading you.
And eventually I'm going to start moving Rachel around and we're going to crack open these other wrecks. You know, the ones with the big golden triangles on them.
Alert. Support trap has been engaged.
Op ready. Contact on the board. Wipe them out.
Yeah, wipe them
Hostile light
out.
attack vehicle.
Show no
visually
mercy.
authenticated. Copy. We're
Wipe
clear to
them
engage.
out. All of them.
Hostile armor eliminated.
Op ready. Copy. Green line verified.
Make ready.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Strike craft destroyed. Dialed in. We're in the pipe.
Salvage array ready. Salvage array ready. Advance to mark CUs.
Second production cruiser destroyed. Be advised, all remaining Gaalsien combat units are converging on the final production cruiser.
Cruiser eliminated.
Incoming transmission from the Sakala.
Here.
See you.
Kapisi, we've engaged. But they have broken away and approaching you. Prepare to take evade. Do you copy?
Strike
Sakala, your signal is breaking up. Isolate and dampen interference. Armor copies.
Kapisi, we've engaged. But they have broken away and approaching you. Prepare to take evade. Do you copy?
Enemy. Advised.
Sakala, say again. What is the Ashoka's vector?
On approach.
Sakala, do you read? Over. We are well within range of their broadcast. The Gaalsien may be jamming the signal.
Tracking hostile. Alert. Support taking hostile fire.
Alright, so the Ashoka is coming back towards us now. Looks like the feint only lasted for so long, right? They eventually caught on. Interestingly, the Ashoka is the name for a Mauryan emperor who lived on the Indian subcontinent from about 304 to 232 BCE. Apparently his name literally means without sorrow, and he was pretty much instrumental in spreading Buddhism throughout the region, historically anyway. That's a little bit of a, maybe a historical reference, you might say. As well, the Sakala itself, that could refer to the name of a city in either India or Nepal or Pakistan. The Kapisi might be a reference to a Samoan word, literally meaning like cabbage, or a Tongan food, which is like a beef dish. More than likely, though, the Kapisi is a reference to the city of Kapisi, or Kapisa, which was the capital of the kingdom of Kapisa, located in what is now essentially modern-day Afghanistan. Yeah, that was in ancient times. So yep, more historical and mythical references. Well, not so much mythical, but historical anyway.
Hostile armor eliminated.
Ready. Destination set.
Hostile light attack vehicle detected. We've detected something. Can you confirm visual?
Coordinates dialed in.
Strike systems online.
Alright, so I moved the PC way up there. We're just going to slowly work our way around. We are going to go back for all these other little pockets of resources. I intend to collect everything.
Hostile strike craft down.
Because again, we do not auto collect when the mission ends, at least from my understanding.
Move out and be ready.
Rachel, get over here. Let's break open this
Move
one.
order confirmed. Ready, send.
We got a bunch of little pockets of resistance over here.
En route. Alert.
Let's see if
Support
this
craft
bomber
has been
can
engaged. Target lock.
bomb those sand skimmers. They are pretty fast, so it's kind of tough. I might just retask
All
it.
hands.
We got some bad guys coming at us. Ooh. We might lose a base runner here.
Coordinates confirmed.
Op ready. On our way.
Here comes the bomber.
Attention.
Carrier warning. Heat levels are spiking. Reroute
Alright, well,
power to
we
avoid
saved that
system
base
damage.
runner. Okay.
On sensors. Confirm visual. Strike craft destroyed. Go for Kapisi.
Bomber to launch deck.
I think there's
Bomber
like
online.
one
Ready for launch.
salvager over there.
Ready.
Oh no, there's some sand skimmers. Alright, you guys start heading that away.
Proceed to site. Ready.
Hostile armor
Ready.
eliminated.
Line confirmed. Reporting. Secure vehicle for move. Move to guard position.
Let's start
Go
moving
ahead.
everyone towards
Get us
that last
underway.
production
Reading.
cruiser.
Fast attack pattern. Full speed.
Strike craft taking effective fire.
Let's give the LAVs some target practice.
Alert. LAV down.
CU site exhausted.
Target on board.
Enemy armor disabled.
Confirmed. Push up to that point.
CU site exhausted.
We got a railgun under fire.
In sight. Targeting. Roger that. Redirecting cover fire.
Well,
Enemy
maybe
armor
those bombs
disabled.
weren't quite needed
CU's
there, buddy.
exhausted.
But you can scout over there, see what's over there. What do we got? It's probably sucking up those resources, which I want.
Enemy production cruiser sighted. Engage and destroy. Enemy light attack vehicle
Oop, there is
marked on
a
approach.
missile ship
Our
there.
bomber is under enemy fire.
CU
Don't
field
want to lose
extended.
you. Come on back.
Attention.
Strike fighter approach vector. CU's
Why we got the strike
Green line
fighters?
confirmed. Engines hot. Strike
Again, I'm just taking it nice and slow. We're going to suck up these resources before we deal with this production cruiser.
enemy contacts
We're
on
just
the
taking
board.
it very
Enemy armor on approach.
conservatively. Yeah, well, we blew up the other thing besides that missile battery.
Attack course set.
Again, I hate that. I wish the targeting for the aircraft was a little bit more precise.
Ready.
I mean, that's not going to change or
On our
anything.
way.
You know, this game has been out since
field
2016.
expanded.
I don't think it's really received an update since.
Readjust target.
It has received some updates, but I don't think it's really being actively supported anymore
Kapisi, go
in terms of like
hostile
hot
armor.
fixes
Eliminate
and
coordinates dialed
gameplay
in.
changes and all that,
Green line
patches and
confirmed.
whatnot.
Engines hot.
I think what we got now is
Hostiles
just what we
designated.
got.
Trackers assigned. Enemy armor on approach.
And we're just gonna have to live with it.
Railgun reading you.
All right, well, we're parked right on this production cruiser's doorstep. We're
Reporting.
just getting the last of these resources here. All right, and we're bringing them back. Bring them home. Okay, everyone, go get them.
Armor ready. Copy.
Contact. Enemy armor. Bearing designated. Hostile detected. Visual unconfirmed.
I wonder if you can use Rachel's hack ability to capture a
Strike
production
fighter
cruiser.
coordinates dialed in.
Although I don't
Green
know
line confirmed.
how useful it would be to
Armor
you,
vehicle
though.
taking effective fire.
Fire on target.
Final production cruiser group destroyed.
Board. Enemy production.
Intel, I've managed to clean up the Sakala transmission. It's not perfect, but it's the best it's gonna get.
Kapisi, we've engaged the Ashoka, but they have broken away and approaching your location. Prepare to take evasive action. Do you copy? We are in pursuit.
Good work, Rachel. All stations, prepare to engage the Ashoka.
Be advised. Hostile carrier visually authenticated. Enemy light attack vehicle marked on.
Enemy carrier detected. Moving fast on our location. The Ashoka has arrived. All carrier personnel to battle stations. The Ashoka is heading towards a nearby resource deposit and is at full combat strength. Prepare defenses.
All right,
Ready.
so the Ashoka
Order
has shown up.
confirmed.
She has some anti-air squads with her. We need to take those out before we
Green line confirmed.
really engage her. This is also why I went in this order, and
Make
I
ready.
parked the Kapisi right here in that spot, because I knew the Ashoka would be approaching from that direction.
Strike fighter
I'm,
coordinates dialed in.
you know, brilliant like that.
Strike systems online. Ready to burn.
So I have tried this mission
Go
where
ahead.
I've parked the Kapisi right next to where the Ashoka shows up.
Course
Yeah,
set.
that's not a good idea. The Ashoka and her escorts
Hostile
are
armor
very
incoming.
powerful.
We got something on the right.
Yeah,
Waiting for
you're
eyes
not
on
going to
investigate.
stand up to her in a one-on-one carrier versus carrier fight.
Reading. Hostile strike craft down.
So you need to
coordinates dialed
basically
in.
just launch
Attack
aircraft
course
and just first take out both those anti-air squads. There's 6 missile batteries there.
Op ready.
So use your strike fighters because they have the standoff distance.
A large group of Gaalsien units is inbound from the Ashoka. They lack anti-air defenses. Recommend airstrikes.
This is the captain. Enemy armor disabled.
The Ashoka will
Strike
deploy
fighter
some
approach
units
vector
towards
dialed
you.
in.
A lot of them, though, will just kind of
Strike
sit on
systems
that big
online.
sand
Ready to
ridge
burn.
that it's behind, that big sand dune that it's sitting behind, and they won't really approach you. So you can hit them with impunity. In fact, you don't even need to touch all of the units that are around the Ashoka. You just need to take out the anti-air squads and the Ashoka herself.
Hostile range craft destroyed.
So you don't need to engage all these units that are, you know, swarming around it, unless you really want to. But it will produce units as well, so it's kind of a moot point unless you really want to give your units that experience and drag this mission out for a long, long time. But we do have a small group of units coming, well, I don't know about small, but we do have a group of units coming towards us, and that's why I put our ground forces on this sand dune right here.
Armored vehicle is taking fire. Maneuver and engage. We got a railgun under fire.
Target locked.
Ready. Hostile armor eliminated. Good copy.
This is also why I use this particular sand dune. It gives us a bit of a height advantage.
Ready. Move to intercept. Punch it. We gotta go.
Just keep deploying smoke. Those railguns won't do much for those LAVs. They're too fast to target.
Make ready.
In the meantime, let's take out those anti-air squads.
Enemy contacts on the board. Tracking armored craft on approach.
Reading. Keep the speed up.
Op ready. Copy. Green light.
A large wave of Gaalsien aircraft have been detected incoming from the north. They will enter the combat zone here and are en route to the Ashoka. Deploy AA assets along their projected course to destroy them before they land on the Ashoka.
Ready. Send.
If allowed to rendezvous with the Ashoka, the air units would greatly increase her air strength.
We have modified our anti-aircraft missile systems from the AA turret to be compatible with the assault unit chassis. This will provide us with a mobile anti-air platform.
Go ahead.
The missile battery is effective against both ground and air targets. However, it can only fire while stationary. Upgrade fabrication facilities and begin producing missile batteries to counter them. Gaalsien Interceptor Group ETA, 7 minutes.
Hostile. Interceptor taking hostile fire.
Inspector dialed in.
In the meantime, we'll just keep doing seed, suppression of enemy air defenses here.
Attention.
Take out those air squads, and then we'll start hitting the Ashoka. This is also why I parked the Kapisi right there, because I just so happen to know that those enemy fighters will be coming from that particular direction, and they would have to overfly our airspace, and we can shoot them down.
On approach.
Inspector dialed in.
Attack course set.
So how nice, yeah.
Hostile armor eliminated.
It is a bit odd. I mean, does the Ashoka not have any aircraft anymore?
Go ahead.
Like, why is that? You know, why is she not launching airstrikes at us? Does she need to replenish her air group or something? Is that why those aircraft are coming in?
This is the captain.
Target confirmed. Launch bomber.
We'll get some missile battery
research
fabrication
completed.
online and boost up our fleet's air defenses. Also give it some mortar capabilities. Now really all we have to do is just hammer the Ashoka with strikes. And I recommend strike fighters, not bombers. I think the bombers, there's no more air defenses around the Ashoka, so I think you can use bombers, yeah. So there goes a bomber.
Bomber ready.
And funny enough, they always aim for the bow of the Ashoka, of any enemy carrier there.
Green light.
Enemy aircraft will enter the combat zone in approximately 5 minutes. Build and deploy AA turrets or missile batteries to intercept the Gaalsien aircraft.
Well, I would, but we've reached capacity, so we can't. In other playthroughs I've done with this game, I usually build around 4 AA missile batteries, but we literally can't build any.
Hostile light attack.
I mean, we do have some
vehicle
missile
detected.
defense,
We've got
or some
hostile
anti-air
assets.
defense with the
Confirm
carrier and the support cruisers, but those missile batteries, they do work
Fleet
very well
capacity
for what they're
capabilities
designed
are
for.
now at maximum.
Which means we're gonna have to destroy the Ashoka before they show up.
Tracking armored craft on approach.
Strike fighter coordinates dialed in.
Attack vector dialed in. We're in the pipe.
Bomber to launch deck.
Bomber
Yeah, you
online.
see those
Ready for
units
launch.
are just parked there on that sand dune. They're not gonna do anything. So she's almost down to about half health.
Bomber copies.
They have pretty weak air defenses. They have no aircraft, right? They have no combat air patrol or anything. So we can just hit her with impunity now. Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, they launched airstrikes on us the previous mission, albeit sparingly, but now they're not even doing anything.
Go ahead.
This carrier isn't carrying. The Imperial Japanese Kido Butai, this is not. Not to say that, you know, knowledge of historical carrier warfare really has much bearing at all in this game. I don't think you can really apply much of historical carrier warfare to this.
We're in the pipe.
Op ready.
We got something on the horizon. Waiting for eyes on to authenticate.
Gaalsien Interceptor Group ETA, 3 minutes. Build and deploy AA turrets or missile batteries to intercept the Gaalsien aircraft.
2 check to 360. Ready, send.
You have proved a worthy opponent, but let your joy be tempered with the knowledge that your death is inevitable.
There can be no peace on Kharak, so long as your Kithid pursue a path to the stars.
Personal log, Science Officer Rachel Sajet, Expedition Carrier Kapisi. Jacob, you're on to something, big brother. The tech the Gaalsien have recovered from these wrecks, the tech we have found ourselves, is rewriting the book on science and engineering as we know it. Already we are seeing the benefits. You can imagine how excited I am. I only wish you were here to share in this. If we survive long enough to get to the Jiraki object, there's no telling what we'll find. If. I hate that word.
Alright, so Gaalsien Carrier Ashoka destroyed. We have secured technologies and information on local outposts advancing on Gaalsien positions. Off to the next one.